Well, fáilte róbh ag an ihe nacht súlan gomóní sih soltas, de kids in the Guthrie as far am first and seo in the nacht agus béisiad ag January Range Oran for Wakanya. You're all very welcome to tonight's session of songs of struggle and revolution. We have some people here tonight who have some of the best singers in Belfast who have been singing for quite a long time, and they'll be singing songs as the title says, songs of people in struggle, not only here in Ireland but throughout the world, and oppression and how people try to deal with that. And unfortunately, those songs are still very relevant because here in Ireland there's a lot needs to be done, and throughout the world we see people oppressed and people fighting for justice and people fighting for freedom. And we dedicate tonight's music to all those people around the world, here at home and around the world, who are trying to create a better world, basically. So tonight we have, as I said, some great singers. We have Jerry Jones, the wonderful Jerry Jones, has been singing for quite a number of years and in some wonderful groups in Belfast. And we've Bill Rosen, who's also been in a number of folk groups down through the years. He'll be singing for as well. Fergie Woods and Mary Durkin are singing quite regularly now in town. And Fergie's well known for his songs from Monaghan. He's produced books and a book and so on of original or songs that he's gathered down there. We have Ruth de Blenia, who should be well known in singing circles and also in Gaeilgeoir circles. A beautiful singer, sings in Irish. And she'll be doing a couple of songs for us. And then we have Breeze Keenan, a wonderful singer from Belfast. She's sung in London and all over the place. She's been a stalwart of the music scene and the political scene and struggles for justice and for rights for a long number of years. And I'll sing a few songs myself. So hope you enjoy the evening. Magalor, Bunigi Soltas. Garmagov. Okay, seo or an Alanish can of scream me or na Malov. Bunan she, well, Hannick she makin ye na Turishka, like for na Pashi and sna Scullen, August na Hitchin and Roshid. August. This is a song I wrote recently after some of these reports came out about the situation, the terrible situation that existed in some of the mother and baby homes and the industrial homes and the horror that was going on and has gone on for many years in this country and other countries, facilitated and organised by the church and state. So this is my response to that. The day has dawned when we with righteous anger consider all the wounds your deeds have made. We see the tears, the young lives rent asunder, the brutal power so callously displayed. Then sing our hearts and hate and bigotry. How great is love, how great is love. We'll build a world with love and dignity. How great is love, how great is love. And when I see, with cruelty not sparing, the children died, I scarce can take it in. From mothers torn, a lifelong burden bearing, lives bereft because you call love sin. Then sing our hearts and hate and bigotry. How great is love, how great is love. We'll build a world with love and dignity. How great is love, how great is love. We sing of love, you shout abomination. We sing of love, you vilified and damned, burned at the stake in cruel conflagration. the love you gassed in concentration camps. Then sing our hearts and hate and bigotry. How great our love, how great our love. We'll build a world with love and dignity. How great our love, how great our love. Now is the time to come out from the darkness, to break the chains, to end the lonely night, and show our love resplendent in its beauty, take its place in glory in the light. Then sing our hearts and hate and bigotry. How great is love, how great is love. We'll build a world with love and dignity. How great is love, how great is love. How proud we'll stand when shouts of acclamation welcome us home. What joy will fill our hearts. To every nation, every generation, we here proclaim our love, how great thou art. Then sing our hearts and hate and bigotry. How great is love, how great our love. We'll end the world with love and dignity. How great is love, how great thou art. How great is love, how great thou art. How proud we'll stand when shouts of acclamation welcome us home. What joy will fill our hearts. To every nation, every generation, we here proclaim our love, how great thou art. Then sing our hearts and hate and bigotry. How great our love, how great our love. We'll build a world with love and dignity. How great our love, how great thou art. How great our love, how great thou art.
Hello, I'm Bill Ralston. Very, very happy to be here with, well, not with, but eventually on film in the company of great friends of mine. All of us doing songs about freedom, liberation. I'm going to do a couple here, and I'm going to start with this one, which is by a Canadian singer-songwriter called Dave Gunning, who wrote it as a tribute to Pete Seeger, the one and only Pete Seeger. It's called Sing It Louder. I'm a soldier, but I never held a gun. I carry songs upon my shoulders, hoping we shall overcome. And on this road, I'm not the only one, still following the thunder of the drum. I am not rich, but I've more than I need in the middle of this battlefield of money-driven greed. And the line's getting thin now between right and wrong. You lift your voice, I'll beat the drum. Across the valleys and up through these hills, there's a feeling all over this land that if we stand and rise together, there's change within our power. I am preaching to the choir to sing it louder. I am preaching to the choir to sing it louder. Let's sing for the living on the land and the sea. Let's sing out for justice. Let's sing what we believe. And as the world spins round and round, may we, one by one, all join hands and beat the drum. Across the valleys and up through these hills, there's a feeling all over this land that if we stand and rise together, there's change within our power. I am preaching to the choir to sing it louder. I am preaching to the choir to sing it louder. So raise your voices now, we can make this work. Through the eye of the storm, we shall be heard. There's an echo in the distance that's heard before. More suffering and hardship, more cruelty and war. But before we stop and rest, we must pass it on, for the young to march and beat the drum. Across the valleys and up through these hills, there's a feeling all over this land that if we stand and rise together, there's change within our power. I am preaching to the choir to sing it louder. I am preaching to the choir to sing it louder. I am preaching to the choir to sing it louder. I am preaching to the choir to sing it louder.
I'd like to sing two songs, as Gaeilge. The first one is Miguel Amar, which was written by Donal O'Lehan in the early 70s, really as a homage to Sean O'Reilly and very much associated with Calais choir in the Gaeltacht in County Cork. It uses the poetry of an 18th century Munster bard called Sean Clarach MacDonald and makes reference in some of the lines to the failed 1745 rising called Blaena Harlish by Bonnie Prince Charlie, and also the 1715 rising, Blaena Hamish by The Old Pretender. Shall the rosim wajin have Nishe wan shrachatche have Mochele traune dun gotren Da warne groxen him again Bim shabuaner burchgach law Iki ga crois a turnan yor Mar skilu man bochel bia Snario terturish kui movron Shemalech Miguel Amar Shemo Heser Gil Amar Suanna Sheni Worasen Ohuigen Miguel Amar Ni Loren Quak Sur Garnon Is Niago Gorgel Shakro Nam wajin haurin land han hjoiv Oskilu man bochel bia Shemalech Miguel Amar Shemo Heser Gil Amar Suanna Sheni Woras Hain Ohuigen Miguel Amar Shin shar starver glar shin hjol Is lintar tan shikartar board Lihin shin nard gan chaim gan hjo Han sil is lan shidal dulion Shemalech Miguel Amar Shemo Heser Gil Amar Suanna Sheni Worasen Oh hui Miguel Amar, Gil Amar, sa shall fwy chwa, is era go braf fwy cloci grwa. So na she ni wures hen, o hui again Miguel Amar. She malech Miguel Amar, she ma heser Gil Amar. Suan she ni wures hen, o hui again Miguel Amar.
The Spanish Civil War, which raged from 1936 to 1939, was very much seen across the world as a crusade of good against evil, of socialism against fascism. 320 Irishmen went out to fight in the 15th International Brigade, along with people from many other countries. And a quarter of that number did not come back. They were killed in action. A great friend of mine, Joe Mulhern, wrote this song. It's set to the tune of an older ballad about a similar experience of the wild geese fighting in Spain in the 18th century. The song's called The Bantry Girls They Met, but this is the Civil War in Spain. Oh, who will call the meetings now, and who'll take the chair? Who will call us out on strike, demand our equal share? For Johnny, brave young Johnny, in Ireland won't remain. He's gone to fight the fascists in the Civil War in Spain. Hitler sent the bombers, Mussolini sent big guns, and Mother Church sent curses on her daughters and her sons. They fought to make us equal, take back the rich man's gain, and they died in muddy trenches in the Civil War in Spain. With men from many countries, they fought to save Madrid. No one knows just how they held, but the world all knows you did. The people armed with sticks and stones against the tanks that came, and they drove back Franco's army from the city once again. They fought well at Cordoba, likewise at Teruel. In the valley of Jarama, sure they blew you all to hell. When you crossed the Ebro River, your blood the vines did stain. Ireland lost her fighting men in the Civil War in Spain. Danny Boyle from Belfast, the Crotty Derry Town. David Walsh from Mayo, sure they fell on Spanish ground. Kid Conway, Tipperary, McKelly from Ballinasloe, and Frank Ryan taken prisoner, sure he never would Well, if Fish's bullets won't permit our Johnny to return, his fateful loss we Belfast folk will never cease to mourn. He fought in the Connolly column in the brave 15th Brigade. Johnny died for freedom in the Civil War in Spain.
This is a song written by a woman called Holly Near, who is a feminist singer and songwriter. And I heard the song for the first time in the late 1970s, early 80s, being sung by the Hackney and Islington Music Workshop, who were a group of socialist and communist singers and musicians. And it talks about the women who disappeared in the coup in Chile, engineered by the CIA, in which Allende was killed. And it talks about the women who were disappeared by the junta. And the first time I heard them sing it was at a concert. And when they sing the names of the women who've disappeared, some of the women who've disappeared, there were women in the audience shouting out different names of different women who'd disappeared. It was an amazing experience. So this is both thanks to Holly Near for this and for the Hackney and Islington Music Workshop. Michel Peña Herrera, Navria Rosa Meña Alvarado, Cecilia Castro Salvadores, Ida Amelia Almarza. Hay una mujer desaparecida. Hay una mujer desaparecida. En Chile, en Chile, en Chile, and the junta knows, and the junta knows where she is, and the junta knows where she is, hiding and dying. Hay una mujer desaparecida en Chile, en Chile, en Chile. There is a woman and she's disappeared. There is a woman and she's disappeared in Chile, in Chile, in Chile. And the junta knows, and the junta knows where she is, and the junta knows where she is, hiding and dying. Hay una mujer desaparecida en Chile, en Chile, en Chile. Clara Elena Contero, Elisa del Carmen Escobar, Eliana Maria Espinosa, Rosa Elena Morales. Hay una mujer desaparecida. Hay una mujer desaparecida en Chile, en Chile, en Chile. There is a woman and she's disappeared. There is a woman and she's disappeared in Chile, in Chile, in Chile. And the junta knows. And the junta knows where she is. And the junta knows where she is, hiding and dying. Hay una mujer desaparecida en Chile, en Chile, en Chile. Missing in Brazil, missing in Uruguay, missing in Guatemala, missing in El Salvador. Hay un hombre, hay una niña, hay los niños.
All right, this is a song which celebrates the life of Harriet Tubman, a renowned civil rights worker, best known for her work in releasing slaves and also other noble causes. She got the nickname of Moses by her followers, so the song has the title Lady Moses. Now, I wrote this in collaboration with Rob McCulloch, who is a great blues singer and guitarist from Belfast. So the song is called Lady Moses. Once you were a slave, Lady Moses, from the state of Maryland, Lady Moses. You escaped along the river, you saw the golden sun come up, then went back to free your family, Lady Moses. You set your people free, Lady Moses. You set your people free, Lady Moses. You set your people free from the chains of slavery. You set your people free, Lady Moses. Long road to freedom is the railway underground, guided by station masters. There was danger all around. Thomas Garrett and the Quakers, he got many hundreds through, and you never lost a one, Lady Moses. You set your people free, Lady Moses. You
set your people free, Lady Moses. You set your people free from the chains of slavery. You set your people free, Lady Moses. Planned a Harper's Ferry raid with old John Brown. It nearly broke your heart when the hangman took him down. You joined the Union Army, you took the higher moral ground to liberate your people, Lady Moses. You set your people free, Lady Moses. You set your people free, Lady Moses. You set your people free from the chains of slavery. You set your people free, Lady Moses. Help the misplaced and the displaced against oppression, the sick and the poor with love and affection. You fought for women's rights and you stayed true all your life. Well, you know that's what you did, Lady Moses. You set your people free, Lady Moses. You set your people free, Lady Moses. You set your people free from the chains of slavery. You set your people free, Lady Moses. God took you home at the age of 93. All the things I've said, that's your legacy. You might be dead, but you're not gone. Your story, it lives on, and history won't forget you, Lady Moses. You set your people free, Lady Moses. You set your people free, Lady Moses. You set your people free from the chains of slavery. You set your people free, Lady Moses. Lady Moses. Lady Moses. Lady Moses.
This is a song by a Leitrim singer-songwriter called Mick Blake. Never heard him sing. Love to have him live up in Belfast when this is all over. And it's called Another Child, Another War. In Amsterdam in 44, behind a secret attic door, she takes her diary from the drawer to mark another day. For 2 years now, as darkness falls, safe within these attic walls, she finds it harder to recall when life was not this way. She scribbles down her hopes and dreams, all that she can be, when the war is over and her family is free. But then one sunny August day, they came to steal her dreams away. In Amsterdam in 44, another child, another war. A different time, a different land, she clings on to her mother's hand and rushes to find refuge in the trauma and the tears. For 2 weeks now as rockets fly, no iron dome to guide her sky. She looks on as her little world slowly disappears. And in a place of learning, they seek solace for a while. Her brother sings a lullaby, her tears turn into smiles. But somewhere in the dead of night, they took her in a flash of light. In Palestine, just like before, another child, another war. Now in some corner of the sky, perhaps these girls sit side by side and look down on the mayhem thinking, will they ever learn? When an infant's life is lost in siege or war or Holocaust, the Rubicon has just been crossed, the bridge has just been burned. And those who try to justify will tell us it makes sense that dropping bombs on children is an act of self-defense. For fatherland or promised land, on orders from those in command who tell us we don't understand, another child, another war.
The next song is about the Palestinian struggle, and it's written by Trasa. It was written by Trasa Ní Cheannaháin, who is a renowned sean-nós singer from the Gaeltacht in Connemara. She is also a Palestinian activist, and this song was actually recorded by her daughter Roisin El Safdie with Sharon Shannon to raise money for the Galway Palestinian Children's Fund that they then brought over to Gaza. So, Ma Palestine. Lachid vlein fwy real Israeli, scapus fwan na million chili, brown is Parachute Regiment, ma vron ma Palestine. Palestine, Palestine, ma Palestine. Hosni aleikum ya Palestine, hosni aleiki ya Palestine. Lagasiche Marachela, Mrakinus Pwashchik Skrehi, Sheen on F-16, Maru got to you. Gavlian nada de intifada, Kaihu Klas of Ruhir Sangaza, Shaster Farkanar, Gan Brat no pas le foil. Palestine, Palestine, ma Palestine. Hosni aleikum ya Palestine, hosni aleiki ya Palestine. And talu ni fihulan landu Isa, faicha Abraham is Moisha, Mohammed o Mavrons, Christa eik Sharon. Jerusalem dur Chisa Christ, Niaker kloch is vier, Taring grad de chatten kin, Mavron, ma Palestine. Palestine, Palestine, ma Palestine. Hosni aleikum ya Palestine, hosni aleiki ya Palestine. Palestine, Palestine, ma Palestine. Hosni aleikum ya Palestine, hosni aleiki ya Palestine. Grimaigav.
I'm gonna tell you a story, I'll make it clear as I can, about the faraway troubles in the Holy Land. Pictures of the children, they're etched in your mind, laying down their bodies on the firing line. Well, the people who live there, they live under the gun. It was homeland for 1,000 years before the soldiers come. Surrounded by an army, airplanes in the sky. Everybody knows someone who had to die. Oh, Palestine, there's a hole in your soul. Oh, Palestine, will it ever be whole? Talk about the settlers, they come from so far away. Talk about the money from the USA. Talk about the bullets, they're made of plastic and steel. Pictures of a Palestine underneath the iron heel. Well, what do? Oh, when they come to your home and they tell you your land is no longer your own, do you let them pick it? Do you dare to resist? Pictures of a Palestine underneath an iron fist. Oh, Palestine, there's a hole in your soul. Oh, Palestine, will it ever be whole? Right? They say they want peace, but they pay for subjugation. They say they want a settlement in terms of occupation. Well, they talk of human rights, but they don't say what kind. Or you can see what it's come to on the faces of Palestine. Well, does it ever make you wonder about the friends we endorse? Armies of a general riding on his iron horse. Does it ever make you think about why it always seems to be such an undemocratic version of democracy? Oh, Palestine, there's a hole in your soul. Oh, Palestine, will it ever be whole? Oh, Palestine, there's a hole in your soul. Oh, Palestine, let your story be told.
When I was a maiden fair and young on the pleasant banks of Lee, no bird that in the green wood sang was half so blithe and free. My heart ne'er leaped with flying feet, nor love called me his queen, till down the glen rode Sarsfield's men, and I wore the jackets green. No earthly wealth did my Don alone, but the broadsword that he bore. But I loved him for his own sweet self and the colours that he wore. And had he come in England's red, for to make me England's queen. I'd have roved the high green hills alone for the cause of the jackets green. When William stormed with shot and shell on the walls of Garryon, in the breach of death my Donald fell down near the treaty stone. The breach no foeman ever cleared when he swung his broadsword keen. And I do not weep for my darling lost, for he fell in the jackets green. When Sarsfield sailed away, I wept and I heard the wild ohone, and I felt as dead as those who lay on the fields of Garryon. While Ireland holds my Donal love, no rough sea will roll between, for I would hold him in my arms, wrapped in the jacket green. My soul has sobbed like waves of woe that sad o'er the tombstones break. For I buried my heart in his grave below, for his and for Ireland's sake. And I cry, make way for the soldier made in your halls of death, sad queen. For I long to rest with my own true love, dressed in the Irish green. I saw the Shannon's purple tide roll around the Irish town, as I stood in the breach with my Donal love and saw the English flag come down. It lowers now as I reach for the sky like a blood-red curse between. And I cry, but it is not tears alone will raise the Irish green. O Ireland, sad is your lonely fate, and cold rolls the winter sea. But sadder and higher, sadder and higher, wild waves roll o'er the... No, I'm going to do that verse again. O Ireland, sad is your lonely soul, and loud beats the winter sea. But sadder and higher is the cry of the heart that breaks for thee. But death will come to your heartless foe, and the throne in the dust be seen, and Irish maids will battle on for the cause of the Irish green, and Irish maids will battle on for the cause of the jackets green.
This song is by Woody Guthrie, and it's about an incident in the US at the start of the 20th century. Two Italian immigrants to the States, Sacco and Vanzetti, were framed on a murder charge. They were political activists in the Wobblies, the International Workers of the World, and they were executed in August 1927. There was a worldwide campaign to try to prevent the execution, which included the activities of the woman whose portrait is looking at me here as I sing this, Winifred Carney from Belfast. Say there, did you hear the news? Sacco worked at trimming shoes. Vanzetti was a travelling man, pushed a cart round with his hand. Two good men a long time gone. Sacco and Vanzetti are gone. Two good men a long time gone. Left me here to sing this song. Sacco was born across the sea, somewhere over in Italy. Vanzetti, born of parents fine, drank the best Italian wine. Sacco sailed to sea one day, landed up in Boston Bay. Vanzetti sailed the ocean blue, landed up in Boston too. Two good men a long time gone. Sacco and Vanzetti are gone. Two good men a long time gone. Left me here to sing this song. Sacco was a family man. Sacco's wife 3 children had. Vanzetti was a dreaming man. Always a book was in his hand. Sacco made his bread and butter, being the factory's best shoe cutter. Vanzetti worked day and night, told the workers how to fight. Two good men a long time gone. Sacco and Vanzetti are gone. Two good men a long time gone. Left me here to sing this song. Oh, well, I'll tell you if you ask me about the payroll robbery. 2 clerks were shot in the shoe factory down the streets of Old Braintree. I'll tell you the prosecutors' names: Hatman, Adams, Williams, Kane. Them and the judge were the best of friends, had more tricks than circus clowns. Judge, he sent the news around, he was gonna put these radicals down. Anarchist bastards was the name the judge gave to these 2 fine men. Two good men a long time gone. Sacco and Vanzetti are gone. Two good men a long time gone. Left me here to sing this song. Well, Sacco ducked in 98, slept along the city streets, told the workers organize, in the electric chair he dies. Oh, all us people ought to be like Sacco and Vanzetti. Every day find ways to fight on the union side for the workers' rights. Two good men a long time gone. Sacco and Vanzetti are gone. Two good men a long time gone. Left me here to sing this song.
All right, this song is called the Calton Weavers, and it's about a strike that was held in 1787 of weavers at the village of Calton, which was an outskirt of Glasgow. And actually, it was the largest industrial strike in Scotland up until that point. So I decided that it was a good story to write a song about it. So I've written this song, which is called the Calton Weavers. We are the Calton Weavers. We work hard night and day. Weaving is our living, but they're gone to cut our pay. On Glasgow Green we gathered to fight the new pay rate, to ask for what is rightly ours and save our weaving trade. We vowed that we would cease our work, and those that would not strike
We cut the web from off their looms, seized their cloth and sent it back. We are the Calton Weavers. We work hard night and day. Weaving is our living, but they're gone to cut our pay. Now when we met at Gallowgate, Colonel Callet brought out his crew. At Drygate Bridge they opened fire and murdered 6 comrades true. They took James Granger to the judge, where he was guilty found. He was whipped and then transported from his native Scottish ground. We are the Calton Weavers. We work hard night and day. Weaving is our living, but they're gone to cut our pay. Now Callet, he was fated, made a free man of Glasgow town. His officers were honoured for smashing our protest down. In a lonely grave near Calton, our martyred comrades lie, and we are left to mourn and grieve, but our cause will never die. We are the Calton Weavers. We work hard night and day. Weaving is our living, but they're gone to cut our pay. We are the Calton Weavers. We work hard night and day. Weaving is our living, but they're gone to cut our pay. But we'll surely win the day.
All honour to Oglina Heron, all praise to the men of our race, who in day of betrayal and slavery saved Ireland from ruin and disgrace. But do not forget in your praising of them and the deeds they have done, the loyal and true-hearted comrades, the women of Cumminaman. They stand for the honour of Ireland like their sisters in days that are gone, and they'll march with their comrades to freedom, the soldiers of Cumminaman. No great-hearted daughter of Ireland who died for her sake long ago, and who stood in the gap of her danger, defying the Sassenach foe, was ever more gallant or worthy in glory and high-sounding ran than the comrades of Oglina Heron, the soldiers of Cumminaman. They stand for the honour of Ireland like their sisters in days that are gone, and they'll march with their comrades to freedom, the women of Cumminaman. Oh, high beat the heart of our mother, the day that she longed for is nigh, when the sunlight of joy and of freedom shall glow in the eastern sky. And none shall be honoured more proudly that morning by chieftain and clan than the daughters who served her in danger, the soldiers of Cumminaman. They stand for the honour of Ireland like their sisters in days that are gone. And they'll march with their comrades to freedom, the women of common man.
The great revolutionary hero, Che Guevara, needs no introduction from me. This song is called Che Guevara on the Road Again. It was written by a dear friend of mine called Brian Moore. And he wrote it at the time when the film The Motorcycle Diaries came out, I think about 2006. And it was kind of a new take on the Che legend and the Che story. So this is Che Guevara's On the Road Again. Sound of the motorcycle in the glen, Che Guevara's on the road again. Sound of the motorcycle in the glen, Che Guevara's on the road again. Here was a man built for the task, one of the best you've ever seen. Spanish blood, a touch of ass, wouldn't you know it, he'd a bit of the green. Sound of the motorcycle in the glen, Che Guevara's on the road again. Sound of the motorcycle in the glen, Che Guevara's on the road again. Down in Argentina he'd a very fine life, young Guevara he had it made. Living in a world no trouble or strife, serving his time at the medical trade. Norton 500 took him out of town, gone to see how the world really lies. Poverty, crime, the peasant put down, motorcycle journey opened up his eyes. Sound of the motorcycle in the glen, Che Guevara's on the road again. Sound of the motorcycle in the glen, Che Guevara's on the road again. Every day learning more and more, comes the day he meet Fidel, sailing to the Cuban shore, gonna give Batista hell. Who is this name called Che Guevara? Everywhere you hear them cry, leads his man in the Santa Clara. This is a world that will never die. Sound of the motorcycle in the glen, Che Guevara's on the road again. Oh, sound of the motorcycle in the glen, Che Guevara's on the road again. Down in Bolivia spreading the word, CIA, they want him gone. Swear they'll stop his voice being heard. Kill the man, but the dream lives on. Yo, in the motorcycle in the glen, Che Guevara's in the road again. Oh, sound of the motorcycle in the glen, Che Guevara's on the road again.
We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. We are not afraid. We are not afraid. We are not afraid today. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. We demand civil rights now, the marchers, they said. 10,000 people assembled that day to free Derry Corner, set out with a cheer. The march, it was peaceful, there was nothing to fear. Then the Parachute Regiment, they came down the street. 500 men, all over 6 feet. They carried machine guns and big SLRs, going down William Street in their Saracen cars. An order was given in Whitehall, we know. Open fire, shoot to kill, go straight in, have a go. And slaughter it happened, the world knows today. 14 innocent men with their lives had to pay. At Free Derry Corner, the slaughter began. Some people fell and some people ran. Our civil rights banner was stained bloody red. At the barricades there, they shot 3 people dead. The firing continues, a doctor is called. Still the firing continued and another to fall. The harvest they reaped with their bullets of lead. Bloody Sunday in Derry and 14 men dead. Then their tribunal mockery was soon carried out. Just doing their duty, of that there's no doubt. On England's long history, a crime added yet. How can we forgive them? How can we forget? They wouldn't hear your music when they tore your paintings down. They wouldn't read your writing and they banned you from the town. But they couldn't stop you dreaming, and the victory you've won. For you sowed the seeds of freedom in your daughters and your sons. In your daughters and your sons. In your daughters and your sons. You sowed the seeds of freedom in your daughters and your sons. Your weary smile, it proudly hides the chain marks on your hands, as you bravely try to realize the rights of everyone. And though your body's bent and old, a victory you've won. For you sow the seeds of justice in your daughters and your sons. In your daughters and your sons. In your daughters and your sons. You sow the seeds of justice in your daughters and your sons. I don't know your religion, but one day I heard you pray for a world where everyone is free and children they can play. And though you've never got to see the fruits of what you want, you sowed the seeds of equality in your daughters and your sons. In your daughters and your sons. In your daughters and your sons. You sowed the seeds of equality in your daughters and your sons. They tortured you in Belfast and they tortured you in Spain. And in the Warsaw ghettos where they tied you up in chains. In Vietnam and Palestine they came with tanks and guns. But you showed the seeds of freedom in your daughters and your sons. And now your music's playing and the writing's on the wall. And all the dreams you painted have been seen by one and all. The bright new day is dawning and our future's just begun. For you sowed the seeds of freedom in your daughters and your sons. In your daughters and your sons. In your daughters and your sons. You sowed the seeds of freedom in your daughters and your sons. Deep in my heart, I still believe we shall overcome someday.